Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be going over a book called The Perfect Sword by Scott Goto. So I do not have a physical copy. I unfortunately read this in ebook form. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is one of those picture books that's, it's a picture book. It's designed to be seen in physical. The art does not work digitally. But this was the only way I could get a hold of it. And trying to find books on sword craft in fictional form wasn't actually easy. And it is a topic that I find very interesting. I like these kind of dark, fiery arts. But moving on. Oh. It's only 7 o'clock, but I have a 4-year-old. She has lots and lots of energy. So, she's exhausted. All right, moving on. So this tale is told from a young swordsman apprentice in Japan during some of the time of the samurai. So his master creates this amazing sword, and the master says, okay, we have to wait for the perfect samurai to come for this sword. And so you have a variety of samurai come. One is very, very arrogant. One is just very much force. He kills everything. He doesn't care. And you go through a couple of different samurai who just aren't the right ones. And because of various negative attributes, until we come along with a samurai who's extremely humble and uses his power to help people. And this is the perfect samurai for the sword, who will use his sword for good. And that's kind of the point of the story. The illustrations are really, really beautiful. I wish I could show them to you. The creator is actually from Hawaii, which is my home state. And he basically has an arts degree. So he's less of an author, more of an artist, which is the reason the illustrations are absolutely beautiful. And it also touches in, there's a huge Japanese influence in Hawaii. So, this is kind of where this is coming from. It's a beautifully done book. It's very much cultural. It does kind of talk about swordcraft, but it also talks about the respect of how you should use such a tool. But it's a beautiful book. It's not that long. Again, it's a children's picture book. So it's probably no more than 20 pages. It's probably a good book to read at bedtime. Age range, I always have a hard time with these picture books because the art is so beautiful and you can take a lot from it no matter what age you are. The story is definitely can be read and probably understood by elementary school kids. But if you're looking at the art and the point, you could probably go up to middle school, maybe. Again, it depends on how interested in art they are. So the story-wise, probably no higher than maybe 3rd or 4th grade. If you're looking at art, as picture books tend to also represent, you can go all the way up through high school. Again, it depends on what you're looking at. It is an interesting look into samurai culture, and obviously this is very romanticized samurai culture, but kind of the respect of the idea of honor. But again, it's similar to the medieval chivalry. It's very, very romanticized. So, but that romanticizing is very much part of modern Japanese culture. They see this and they focus on this honor system, particularly, and bringing it into their modern culture to an extent. Just like Europeans have a tendency to romanticize the Middle Ages and knights and things. This is the Japanese equivalent. The samurai is the Japanese equivalent of our knights. And this viewpoint is very similar to our European view of knightly chivalry. So this is what the correct samurai should be, and the other ones are bad, kind of thing. So it's an interesting story. That's really it for this review. If you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. I do just children's picture books like this. I try to do them in physical form. I do more advanced stuff. I'm doing various book series right now. I think I'm working Animorphs is what's going on right now. Along with it might be balancing off, trying to think of when this, either it's balancing off the Polar Bear, the Bears of the Ice, which is a Catherine Lasky's Polar Bear series, which is a finish up of the Guardians of Guhole and the Wolves of Beyond, which I've already previously done, or we're bouncing off against Anne of Green Gables, which is coming up next. And that's where I'm covering the entire Anne of Green Gables, from Anne of Green Gables, the first book, through Rilla of Ingleside, which is the last book, into her short stories. I'm also covering all 4 Selvin films and the 7 seasons of The Road to Avonlea. And then I'm going into the Boxcar Children. I'm doing, I think, mysteries, balancing off that. And then I'm finishing off my series stuff with The Wings of Fire. And then theme-wise, obviously, this month I'm doing some interesting stuff, doing swords, doing some glass blowing, doing some cheese making, and I think weaving are the 3 kind of hobby crafts that I'm covering this month. And then next month, obviously, February, Black History Month. We're doing Women's History Month in March. I have done Irish History Month in the past. You can check videos out for that. I'm covering the Titanic for April. May, we're looking at Asian history, though I'm focusing specifically on Angel Island this year. June, I'm looking at European immigration, specifically focusing on Ellis Island. July, we're looking at women's history, women inventors. August, I'm doing food. September, I'm doing a deep dive into Beauty and the Beast. If you want to know, have an idea of what that's going to look like, I have done this for Cinderella. So I've looked at the primary source, the original story, and I did cover 2 for Cinderella, because there are 2 what the Disney is based on. I am covering both the live action and the animation, just looks like I did for Cinderella. I have seen the live action far too many times. My daughter is obsessed with Beauty and the Beast. So by the time I actually shoot that video, which God knows this is the end of August, when you guys are seeing this, I'm actually behind. But after Beauty and the Beast in September, October, I'm doing space. November, we're doing the Hindu Festival of Diwali. Then I'm doing mysteries in December. So that is the upcoming year, since this is January, and whatever other stuff that comes up. So thank you again. Leave a positive comment if you have one, and like and subscribe. Thank you.